The Countess of Ravenswood, an original audio series. Produced by Povey's Original. Copyright 2024 Povey's Original. Voiced by JMB Chief VA. Episode 1.
Please inform Her Majesty the Queen Mother that Prince Gareth has arrived. Thank you. Your Majesty. You summoned me, Your Majesty. A matter of urgency, entrusted to me. Very well then. Kindly leave us. This matter requires privacy. I see your guards are as vigilant as ever. I feared they wouldn't let me pass. Ah, grandmother, allow me to approach you so I may greet you properly. Oh, how I've missed you. 20 days too many, my dear grandmother. Life at the castle grows exceedingly dull in your absence. Here I find myself the unwilling focus of both attention and court gossip. When you are present, at least, we share the burden of this immense privilege. Indeed, one becomes accustomed over time. Now, pray tell, how fared your journey? Has Prince Philip de Almeida succumbed to the charms of our cousin Victoria at last? Well, if the decision rested with me, he would have already declared his intentions. Imagine, grandmother, this poor prince married to this dreadful woman. It would be less a marriage than a sentence. He would not last the year, I wager. Truly, is it not so? At the last ball, I beheld her dousing the gown of a poor lady with a cup of wine because she was unfortunate enough to wear a similar color. And would you happen to know what she did after that? She laughed. A laugh most sinister, chilling me to the bone. It is no gossip if I witnessed it with mine own eyes. As I see you now, any man who weds her must surely be driven by desperation or sorcery. My marriage, what of it? I recall vowing to seek a wife. I do not recall agreeing to any timetable. Oh, come now, you cannot blame me that no lady at this court has yet captured my heart. Would you have me wed in haste to a union devoid of passion, of love, of madness? Oh, do not speak so, grandmother. You shall live to see not only your great-grandchildren, but to meddle joyously in their affairs as well. Promise never to leave me, and I vow to wed this very day. I recognize that look, and I know what you will say next. A good husband will truly make a good king. But as I have told you before, I desire no crown, especially not at the cost of becoming like my father, a cruel, greedy tyrant, despised by his own subjects. But let him hear me, grandmother, let him hear me. He ought already to know what I think of him. Did you know that he has tasked me once more with representing him at those loathsome assemblies, where naught is offered but lavish wines and women serve merely to amuse the wretched souls amidst talks of war? This king deserves neither my respect nor my loyalty. No, nothing of consequence. Merely the usual bickering over lands and titles. It is all quite tedious, and nothing pressing. So worry not, but what of the urgent business you mentioned? To a north, again, but you've only just returned. The Queen of the North has extended you an invitation to her palace? Well, and for what cause? It is true you make a charming companion, a fact of which I can readily attest. How long will you be absent this time? 4 months? Oh, grandmother, I fear I might. I can feel myself swooning. This must be the end. And is it becoming of a queen mother to abandon her favorite grandson for 4 months? Am I not? You do have a knack for deflating a man's spirits. Do you see that light as well? I shall only rise if you promise to take me with you. A task, you say? What sort of task? You would have me elevate a peasant to nobility? But why, grandmother? Why elevate a peasant girl to such a station? A debt to a peasant's family? You, the queen mother? I struggle to comprehend. Why does repaying this debt involve bestowing the title of Countess of Ravenswood upon her? Grandmother, I find it hard to pledge such a thing without understanding the full circumstances. You know well that to ennoble someone without due consideration would set all the court tongues wagging, from the lowliest squire to the highest duke. They would surely question my judgment. What is so extraordinary about this girl that warrants such a risk? But why must I wait for a letter? Why not explain now? If it is so important, why not petition the king directly? Ah, precisely. He would never agree, and thus you turn to me to bear the risk. So, here I am, the favored grandson used at your convenience. I see. Ah, very well. Since it is you who asks, I shall do as you wish. I will even visit this peasant woman personally to deliver the news. Might this endeavor grant me a reprieve from marital discussions? My aim? Absolutely. My father would not entrust me with matters of strategy if he did not deem me a superior negotiator to himself. No further matrimonial schemes, then? Then we have an agreement. When do you depart? On the morrow. Then I shall visit the farmer's abode after our farewells. You may depart without concern. You are most welcome. I will leave you to rest now. Rest well, grandmother. Your Majesty. I believe we've arrived at the residence the Queen Mother described. Yes, Nigel, it must be. She mentioned a residence with a red door situated 100 kilometers northward, and this is the sole one we have encountered since our departure. Bid the coachman to halt. No, remain here. I shall announce myself. A trap, you say, Nigel? You have served valiantly as my squire for many years, yet it appears fatigue has clouded your judgment if you suspect a mere peasant girl could pose a threat to my well-being, particularly considering that it was the Queen Mother who directed me here, in whom I place my utmost trust. Bear that in mind. Why does she not answer the door? Perhaps, yet I think I detected a sound within. She must be present. I am venturing inside. Perhaps something untoward has occurred to her. Shh. Remain here. Greetings. Is anyone here? Greetings? Ah, there you are. I am... What in the... What do you mean by who am I? By the heavens, have you ensnared your own dwelling? For thieves? Do you perceive me as a burglar? Certainly not. I would counsel you to draw back the draperies and let in some light then. How do you abide in such gloom? One can scarcely see aught here. Ah, so you did observe the carriage. In that case, enlighten me. Are you often visited by thieves in royal carriages? Yes, indeed, a royal carriage. Since it appears necessary, allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Gareth, Prince of Arundel. Yes, the prince himself, and have arrived with a declaration of considerable importance. Must you echo each phrase I utter? It grows tiresome. You've scarcely vexed me, yet let it not recur. As I was saying, I am Gareth, Prince of Arundel, and I have personally come because I must tell you, what in heaven's name are you about? I observe your curtsies, but why so many? A single one suffices. In that event, if you intend to curtsy for each transgression, might I suggest you remain bent? Well, now that I have your attention, I would like to conclude my discourse before nightfall. I have been dispatched here at the behest of the Queen Mother, who has expressly requested that I ennoble you. Yes, you. And I can well imagine your astonishment, as I myself am without further explanation for her request. But I have graciously agreed to grant you this new title of nobility. I was just arriving at that. I am tasked with granting you the title of Countess of Ravenswood. Henceforth, you shall rank among the nobility. This will be formalized at a ceremony you are invited to attend in 3 days' time at the castle, where your title and new lands will be officially conferred. Should you be wed, your husband would also gain. So you reside here alone? Is your father present? That explains the trap, then. Does he often leave you unguarded? Is that so? But I believed I had prohibited deer hunting this season. Of course, we all misapprehend at times, I understand. I believe we have commenced somewhat amiss. This mission entrusted to me by the Queen Mother holds great significance for her, and for reasons unbeknownst to me, you are of considerable value to her. I thus find myself honored to confer upon you the title of Countess of Ravenswood, should you accept. I shall certainly relay your thanks. Well, I shall take my leave now. Yes, please lead the way. Thank you. Thus I shall expect you at noon. You really should open those curtains. Oh, yes, all is well, Nigel. Permit me to introduce Nigel, my squire. Actually, it's Countess now, Nigel. No, it is not nothing. You are now a member of the nobility and must be addressed with the honors due to your title. You'll need to accustom yourself to it. Well, we shall leave now, Nigel. Countess? Oh no, it's nothing significant. Yet, have you not observed anything peculiar, Nigel? The Countess. I feel as though I have beheld her face before. Does she not seem familiar to you? Yes, I am aware it was not at court, but that expression, I cannot recall where I have seen it. No, there is no need for inquiries. I must be confounding my memories. Forgive me for my earlier words, Nigel. At times, the adventurer within me seeks mysteries to unravel. I know you consider my safety and well-being paramount, and in that, I place my utmost trust in you. But why should my princely title preclude me from offering apologies to you? Is a prince incapable of erring? On the contrary, I hold that a repentant prince demonstrates valor, not weakness. This crown of which you speak serves too often as a shield for indulging in conduct unbecoming of a man without ever facing repentance. A truth the king, among others, knows all too well. At times it seems, despite my best intentions, his influence lingers upon me. Tell me, Nigel, do you find me arrogant? Speak freely and without fear. It appears I may have left such an impression on the Countess, and for some reason I find that notion disconcerting. Well, I dearly hope it is not. Ah, there you are. Indeed, I was seeking you. You departed so swiftly post-ceremony that I scarcely had a moment to speak with you. Erred? No, nothing of the sort. Rest assured, it's merely that I recognize how abrupt all this must seem. Assuming ownership of such vast lands can undoubtedly be daunting. Precisely, the responsibilities, not to mention your new staff and ladies-in-waiting, it must all feel like a whole new world, does it not? Ah. You think being shattered at every turn is the worst of your forthcoming trials. Wait until someone assists you in washing up. It humbles even the most haughty, believe me. Actually, I came to offer my assistance in escorting you to your principal residence. I thought it might render your journey more agreeable. You are quite right. It is unusual for a prince to escort a countess to her home, and I fear it may draw curious glances. However, I would deem my mission incomplete were I not to ensure you are well settled in your new duties. The Queen Mother, I believe, would appreciate the gesture, don't you think? It is my pleasure. After you, please. Allow me to assist you down, Countess. So this is your new abode. Do you find it to your liking? I am truly pleased to hear that. What are you doing? You know it is normally your servants who manage your luggage. Allow me to assist you this time. Please, I insist. There you are. Please think nothing of it. It was my pleasure. Besides, they were particularly light, so no burden at all. Oh, I didn't mean to make you feel uneasy. That was particularly inelegant of me. Please accept my apologies. Thank you. I shall take my leave now. Might I expect to see you at the ball in honor of the spring season? Oh, it's likely you've not received an invitation given your recent title. But now you have one. Will you attend? Excellent. I shall see you then. Countess? We can leave now, Nigel. Nigel, please arrange to send the Countess 4 dozen gowns in assorted colors and styles, as well as headdresses, jewelry, and shoes of only the finest quality. Post haste. Thank you. Yes, you're right. I'll ensure this reaches the king without delay, Duke. Thank you for your foresight. I beg your pardon. I will return shortly. Countess? I feared you were not coming. No, not exactly expecting, but I was indeed hopeful of your presence. You look mesmerizing. A generous benefactor who is truly delighted that the gowns please you. Do you still find your residence agreeable? Ah, yes. I heard the previous owner planted a variety of species. Do you love flowers? Then you know the palace boasts some of the finest gardens in this region. I could show you around if you like. I'll have Nigel arrange it promptly in that case. Have you acclimated to court life yet? That's regrettable, but such gatherings are the perfect occasion to mingle. Sadly, they also make one the subject of much gossip. It is true I am often the subject of discussion, unfortunately, but I pay no mind to the idle chatter. The rebel prince you've heard. The solitary prince might be closer to the truth. But here, if you wish to survive, take no stock in the rumors. Oh, I recognize this melody. Might I have this dance, Countess? I hear you've been instructed by one of the best dance masters. A fair point. But rather than take it on hearsay, I prefer to see for myself. Shall we? An intriguing dance this is. Because it's one of the few where the lady must place complete trust in her partner. Well, this one more than others. Keep your eyes on me. One misstep, and we both could falter. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now turn. Excellent. Keep your gaze on me. You're doing splendidly. So the rumor was accurate. Thank you. But even with a gifted guide, the partner's focus is equally crucial, I assure you. I've lost you now. What is it? Please ignore them. Just look at me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn. And now curtsy. You were an amazing partner. Thank you. Might I suggest we withdraw from the crowd? The castle house is a vast art gallery that's quite fascinating. This way, please. Here. Fortunately, we are able to elude the guards' watchful eyes. Please, come in. Yes, it is quite beautiful. You've just entered my secret retreat. Yes, this is where I find solace when royal duties overwhelm. It's serene, almost echoes with tranquility. Follow me. I will guide you around. I hope you are enjoying your visit so far. Here we are at the portrait gallery. Oh, those are portraits of former kings. Here is Philip II, famed for his alliance with the North that reconciled our two realms. To your right, his son, Philip III, who reigned briefly before leprosy claimed him. Quite tragic indeed. Ah, that's Richard V, whom my father usurped from the throne. You see, he should never have been king. Yes, but at what cost? The populace never acknowledged his rule, rightfully so. Richard was beloved. His benevolence, his downfall. He failed to see the treachery in his advisor, a man whose thirst for power was boundless. Forgive me, I shouldn't burden you with these tales. What must you think of me now? Am I? I wish to believe I am good. It pleases me that you see me so. Oh, of course. Time has escaped us. I must say that I've greatly enjoyed your company this evening, dear Countess. Thank you. Come, I'll escort you to the entrance.